Yeah, Tuesday. What's up, everybody? Tuesday morning. Welcome to today's edition of the Daily Market Commentary. I'm your host, Chuck Fulkerson. Hope everybody had a great trading day yesterday as we saw the big market movements overall with the announcement of the vaccine. And so we did see the market movement. We did this in our live Daily Market Commentary. I know that today we normally would be going live, but we've got an active trading intensive class today starting at 8 o'clock Eastern, 8 o'clock Central, and so I need some time to prepare for that. So we are doing the recorded version this morning of the Daily Market Commentary. If you're new to the channel, do me a favor, click the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you get the alerts and the updates and all those fun pieces. If you have any questions, as always, please make sure you let us know. Send us an email, support@tradersarmy.com. All right, let's go ahead and dive right in. So the ES this morning, we're down 18 points. Now, interestingly enough, one of the things that I talked about, yesterday was that speed candles tend to get retraced. And when we looked at the market yesterday, the market was sitting up here. And my comment was, listen, I think we're going to stay bullish, but we are not going to overreact and jump in front of a moving train in order to try to ride it. And so a lot of people were wondering, how do I get long? How do I get long? How do I get long? And my belief is that the better opportunity is to wait for a pullback, and that my overall fervent belief is that a vaccine was already priced into the market, and we were going to get an initial pop and then a pullback, and that's exactly what we saw. So the market did pull back and actually got a little bit lower than where it was at the beginning of the vaccination news, and we came back down to our 15-minute level and then based in front of it before then moving away. So anybody who's a regular viewer of the show knows that basing is considered the kiss of death, right? The kiss of death before the level, it would be basing. So I have to remove that level. It's not certainly going to be a level that we would want to trade off of, or it wouldn't be valid. And looking on the 60, we do have, although we are still in an uptrend, so keep that in mind as well. We are definitely still in an upward trend. We do have a really nice, very clean wick over wick area right here. 3588 by 3607, where we could see a bit of a reversal if price indeed comes back to that region. Next, the NASDAQ. NASDAQ also came hammering down, actually to our area that was a potential breakdown line. And now we didn't get any basing for that potential breakdown, but you can see how that area, I think, could still be a decent zone. And that area of breakdown served as, old support acts as new resistance. As we popped, once we broke through that line of support, it acted as resistance here very recently. And now we've come back down to what is a decent area of demand at the bottom of this long lower wick. Now, my problem with this decent area of demand is that my opposing supply area is right here, right? And so now I have this much risk, but it's only offering me this much reward. So it's basically a little bit less than a 1-to-1 reward to risk. So my momentum today is telling me that prices have a better chance of continuing to go down, as we are seeing a really, really big pullback. Now, this is from we've actually come below Sunday's Globex opens inside of the NASDAQ. And so where's my next area of demand or my next opportunity? Well, my 4-hour, that's a really strong move drop from the high yesterday. I wouldn't be surprised if we do get a little rally and look for that area of supply. But look at this big range that we're now kind of sitting there in, right? It's a very wide range, but it is indeed a range. The Russell as well yesterday, we got after our limit move, we had no trading here after our limit move, and then we immediately rallied straight up to 1815, and then a pretty nice sell-off. Actually performing a little bit stronger than the NASDAQ and the S&P, and that we've not come back to the origin of the big move. And so let's keep that level is still in play, provided that I don't get basing in front of the zone. And then last, but certainly not least, is the Dow Jones. Look at that Dow. Whole round number, 30,000 on the nose. So do you think that there were a lot of institutional sell orders in place at exactly 30,000, right? Do you think that there were a lot of automatically triggered orders sitting there at 30,000 in order for price to hit and then come back down. That's exactly what it was. Now, remember, here's the thing that a lot of people tend to forget about. Somebody bought up here, right? Somebody said, you know what? When Dow reaches 30,000, that's when I'm going to be a buyer. Uh, and don't be that person, right? Don't be buying after a strong move up when it doesn't give me the picture of a breakout. But we have pulled back. There is a demand area here in place. I would say about this demand area is that we've come fairly close to it, within 200 points or within 100 points or so. And so if we come, back to it again, it might make sense to set it up as an alert, just to see if there's basing in front of that level. So I'm going to set it up as an alert. All right. So those are my 4 equity markets. Let's take a look at energies and metals. I'm only going to take a look at a couple of these today. Looking first at crude oil. Crude oil rallied right up to just below our area of supply yesterday morning before then selling off. So we have to remove that as we came really close to it with, unable to get in. And when I look at this on the 1 hour, oops, we're already on the 1 hour. Might we get a little bit of a breakout trade above here with this, this level here, this level here? We've come into this area of supply. We very well could see that this becomes a breakout candidate if we trade up in there and we get the basing. Overnight we came to a level that was pretty decent basing and went nowhere on any sort of breakout or breakdown, but now we're kind of in between. So I just don't want to add anything new to my list at this moment. And then gold. Gold had the huge sell-off yesterday. It has not rallied as much as the markets have fallen, interestingly enough. So it could be that market is just a profit-taking opportunity since gold has not rallied as much as the other markets fell. And then let's look at that area going forward for today. Let's take a look at a couple of our currency markets. And in looking at our currency markets, we didn't have a whole lot to cover yesterday. Yesterday, we looked at this Great British Pound for a breakout. We put this gray box here because we said we needed to see basing in that area. And lo and behold, we did get basing in that area, and now we got a decent move away from that zone. If you took that breakout trade, I think it's okay to move your stop to break even after about one more candle. Because you have 1, 2, 3, we're already 4. I'd hate to see a deep pullback into here erase any of the profits or take away anything that we've gotten out of this position thus far. I'm not going to spend too much time on any of these ones. There's not a whole lot of tradable opportunities in there. Look at a couple of the other bonds and see. Oh, Canadian dollar. So we did look at the Canadian dollar yesterday as coming to an area of demand. But you want to talk about a 6 candle rule, right? We hit it, which was, and actually we hit it with a pretty decent move into the level. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 candles later, it had gone nowhere, right? So plenty of warning to get out, right? Plenty of warning to tell you, hey, listen, this thing doesn't make any sense. Get out of Dodge. But it does set up for a breakdown. Now, if you miss the breakdown, look up here for a potential reversal. All right. So those are my levels that I have for today. Certainly, I'll put my whole grid inside of the Traders Army updates page, but I wanted to go through those for today. Remember, normally we do this, we do the Daily Mark Commentary live, but I was very explicit that I don't make a promise that that's going to happen every day because there are going to be things that get in the way of doing that, and today's one of them. So if you guys have any questions, as always, shoot me an email, support@tradersarmy.com. Until tomorrow, everybody, I'll talk to you soon. See ya.